so it could pick up the audio.
Okay, sounds good.
Let me see. Okay, let's start off with what is your name and where are you from?
I'm Annie. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I live in Brooklyn.
Okay, why don't you start? First of all, how do you spend your Thanksgiving?
I spent my Thanksgiving, I don't know how much to reveal right now, but I enjoyed some drugs by myself in a park, and it was good.
Which park was that?
Herbert von King Park in Bedside.
Okay, I don't think I've ever heard of that one. Now, could you tell us a little bit about Grand Rapids? Because I don't think a lot of people know that much about it.
All right, well, it's in Michigan, so it's right here.
Yeah.
This is Michigan.
Uh-huh.
It's Furniture City, USA, Beer City, USA. We have furniture, we have beer. Very like Christian area, lots of churches.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's like fairly big. Gerald R. Ford, the president, was from there.
Oh, really?
That's about it.
Gerald Ford?
Yeah.
Is it industrial at all? De-industrialized?
I mean, like there's industrial regions, there's suburbs, there's a little bit of everything. Michigan's like big in cars, like Detroit is a big car city.
Yeah.
So
Motown.
definitely not. Yeah, Grand Rapids not a very walkable city.
Okay. Now, what do you miss most about Grand Rapids?
I mean, I miss my mom.
Yeah. So you don't miss like the nature or anything like that?
Like yeah, proximity to like the woods, I guess,
Yeah.
sort of. But and I don't know, New York's more exciting.
What do you like about New York?
I like that it feels historic, and I feel like I'm close to where it's all happening.
Is that what attracted you to New York?
Yeah.
What were your first impressions of New York?
It's like busy. It's exactly like what I expected. I don't know, from all the movies.
You didn't think it was too noisy, too much traffic, crazy drivers, none of that?
No, I thought it was great. I feel really safe biking here. compared
Really?
to other places.
Okay, so you haven't had any like bad experiences yet. That's good. That's good. Now, I'm gonna ask a bunch of random questions. If you are unable to answer the question, just say skip, and we'll skip the question. 3 wishes. What would they be? You see what I mean? I'm doing the silly questions. That's
Yeah,
something like
no.
you would ask in the 5th grade.
No, this is good. I wish that oat milk were free. I wish that like it was easier to like sort. I wish that like Hinge, the algorithm, was just like better attuned to me. And my 3rd wish is that I wish that it were warmer out.
So you would wish it would have nice weather all year round. That's actually a very good wish. What's your ideal temperature look like? Because some people like it a little bit more cold. Some people like it a little bit more hot.
I don't know. I like running, so I like it to be like kind of cool, not too hot. I don't know, like 60 and sunny.
60 and sunny?
Yeah.
That sounds good. I prefer more like 75.
See,
You
that's
see what
nice
I mean?
too, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it's
all
gotta
about
be warm and
variation.
sunny and dry.
Yeah.
It can't be wet.
Right, the wet, that's not good.
Yeah, the raininess definitely not good. Now, what are your thoughts on peer pressure? Were you someone who was pressured into drinking, into doing drugs, into anything?
So that's a good question. I don't know. I never really experienced peer pressure in the way that like the 5th grade DARE program just made you think that everyone's gonna like bully you if you don't do drugs. But people don't really give a shit. I don't know.
So nobody said you should like binge drink or get drunk, or
I don't
more
know.
drunk than you want to get drunk.
I feel like there have been environments where I'm socialized into drinking more than I would have, but I guess you can classify that as peer pressure. But I felt like if I made it clear that I didn't want to, no one would make me feel bad or pressure me further.
No one would call you a geek or a square, anything like that.
No.
That's good. That's good. Now, this is a question that sometimes I ask students. Are you a student here at all?
Yeah, I am.
Do you go beyond the campus? Like some schools, they call them townies, right? People from the local town, they call them townies. Do you mingle and mix with locals, or are you just like in the bubble?
Oh well, I go to University of Michigan,
Yeah.
so all my classes are online.
Uh-huh.
So like I have to talk to people from New York if I'm going to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do branch out. Now, what's been a game changer in your life?
Oh, that's a really good question. After high school, took a year off and I lived in Chicago. And it was fun to like pretend to be an adult when I was 17. So that was quite a game changer for me.
So you became an adult a year before you actually became an adult.
Yeah, kind of. Like I moved out into a big city by myself.
How did your lifestyle change from 16 to 17?
I like became vegan. I started living by myself. I started running. I just felt more of like a responsibility to like, I don't know, participate in democracy. Yeah.
So you're voting and stuff like that?
Well, I couldn't vote, but like,
Oh.
I don't know, like advocacy or whatever.
Yeah. Promoting certain candidates.
Yeah.
Was there anyone in particular that you were promoting?
No, it was more just like issues of like,
Oh, issues.
I don't know.
Like, what is it? What do they call it? Medicare for all?
I mean, like, yes, like, I support Medicare for all, but for me, like, I like, especially when I was 16, 17, I was really into, like, climate change, like, it's legislation.
Oh, yeah. Like Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's big, like, she's trying to activate the young people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, next question. How important is marriage to you?
Not that important.
I've been getting that a lot with the young people. Ancestry, how important is that to you?
A little bit important.
A little bit? So it's not really like you wouldn't try to go on Ancestry.com and give them your DNA and all that stuff?
Oh, like, maybe I would, just 'cause I'm curious. I guess, like, I love my family. I don't really care about the ones that, like, have been long gone.
So not like your great-great-grandparents that
Right,
you've
I don't
never
really,
met?
like, I don't really care that much.
Right. That's a common answer as well. But I think it's been getting more and more popular, especially with the ancestry. There's like a whole bunch of websites that actually do them, and you send them your DNA and they tell you where you're from. But I don't know how accurate any of that stuff is.
Probably pretty accurate.
Do you come to this park often?
Every now and then.
What is the strangest thing that you've seen or heard here in this park?
Nothing's jumping out.
Nothing?
No.
So you've been having some people have left you alone for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part.
Because I've definitely encountered some characters here.
Well, you also are sitting here with a
Yeah.
sign, so.
Right. Now, do you speak a foreign language?
Un poco español. Just a little bit of
That's right.
Spanish.
What's your favorite saying or phrase in Spanish?
I only know what they taught me in school, so like, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I can't think of any like colloquial phrases. All I know
Like
is
"Viva
like,
la raza."
okay,
something
viva
like
la
that?
raza. Like, yeah, I don't know.
That's one thing I hear them saying all the time. All right, next question. Where would you be if you weren't in New York?
If I weren't in New York, I would be in a tropical island or southern Mexico, where there are very cheap Airbnbs.
Nice. What is the nicest thing someone's ever done for you, or any nice thing? Some people say, "Oh, I can't think of a nicest thing." Most people cannot think of one. So if you can't think of the nicest thing, just think of a nice thing.
When I
someone's
was
done for
in
you.
high school, I went to a school dance with someone who was a couple years older than I was, and it was just really awkward. And this girl, I started crying because I felt really like I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like 13. And this girl saw I was crying and took me to the bathroom and then told me I was pretty. And I don't know, I just remember that was like, I remember the day after that, I was like, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever done to me.
That is an excellent story, and I think anyone who watches this video would be definitely impressed by hearing that. And that's the kind of thing that I think people want to see in videos. You know what I mean? Like real stories. I think a lot of what's online now is just too like artificial, too scripted, too shallow. You got people doing pranks on people, and it turns me off. So this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this. What is a meme?
That's such a good question. A meme is like an idea that's a very small idea that gets passed around and taken into different contexts.
What has your...
And
Go ahead.
there's like an element of the collective in the meme as well. Like it's relatable to everyone, which is what makes it so like reproducible.
Now, what has the dating scene been like for you?
In New York, so I actually run a meme account, and so I
Oh, a meme account?
Yeah, I don't go on Like the only people that I've dated in the past like 6 months have been people that I've met like from DMs of the meme account.
Oh, of the meme?
Yeah.
You mean you run your own website?
It's an Instagram page.
Oh, an Instagram page.
Yeah.
Okay. So people will reach out to you through there.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of things work and don't work when it comes to dating? Tell me some like things that men tell you that you're just like, okay, get away from me.
I think that I've gotten a little bit more like selective about who I go for, and I also think that in COVID times, the advent of the virtual date before the in-person date is just kind of revolutionary, because sometimes all you need is like a 5-minute video chat to know if there's potential or not. But I don't know. People are like generally pretty respectful to me. I don't know. I feel like people are like.
They're not too like, what is it called? Straightforward, too pushy, too, I don't know, coming on too strong.
For me, like the biggest turn off, I guess, is when people are like boring, like not a lot to talk about, or like when they like aren't very online. Like I like to talk about things that I see online all the time, and some people just like don't spend a lot of time online, so I feel like we don't know what to talk about.
So now, what kind of positive responses have you gotten?
Huh? Oh no, thank you.
What kind of guys have just run up on you and said something that you're like, wow, that sounds really cool, I've never heard that before? Could you name some examples?
Like pickup lines?
Yeah, pickup lines. Or just like his approach, the way he looked, anything like that. Something that impressed you, something that made you say, yeah, I think I want to know more about him.
Okay, well, one of the more recent dates that I've gone on was when I got a DM submission for my account, and then we were like chatting because it was really good. And I looked at his profile and I was like, okay, he's like cute, and he was also like very like clearly like very smart and interesting, like just like really like cool posts. Like he had a lot of like of his own interests.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, I'll post this, and he was like, okay, on one condition, you want to go on a date. And we've been like chatting for a while, but that was very forward and memorable. Yeah.
But it was good though.
Yeah, it was good. It was
Okay.
great. Good person.
Now, what kind of dating apps or websites? Are they websites or apps? What do you use?
I like in the past have used like Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, but now I only meet people that DM me on Instagram.
Okay. So could you give us a little bit of a review of those Hinge, Bumble, for anyone who hasn't used it, Hinge, Bumble, Tinder? Give us the breakdown.
I feel like on a scale of like short term to long term, how long you want your whatever relationship you want to be, it's like Tinder's like for hookups or one night stands. Bumble's for like, I don't know, a little more like human, but like less of a transaction, but still not quite as long term as Hinge, which Hinge is like you're there for a reason. Hinge is a little more long term. So I don't know, I like that Hinge gives you a lot of info. Tinder just feels like you get like 4 pictures and you have no idea who you're gonna meet up with. But Hinge, you know.
I had someone on here last night talking about Hinge, and she talked about how it's a very good platform. But I've never used it myself.
Oh, I like it.
Okay. So you do recommend that?
Yeah. I also just like feel like I need to like online stalk people pretty well before meeting up with them, like LinkedIn or
So
whatever.
you'll look them up.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to know where they went to school, what kind of job they got,
Yeah.
what kind of people they associate with.
Exactly. And
So-
Hinge gives you more like keywords to look up if you want to find them.
All right. Good. So all you guys out there, make sure you don't have any skeletons in your closet. Don't scare the women away. Can you do any impressions? I've had people do impressions and I have no idea who they're impersonating at all. Sometimes they've done the impression. I'm like, oh, have
I'm
you
like-
already done it?
I'm so sorry. Like I don't have any.
Okay, that's
I'll work
fine.
on it.
That's cool. Yeah, maybe I'll come back to you in 5 years and we'll do another interview and you will be able to do it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
Okay, I can do like 1 more minute and then I have to go.
All right. Last question. We live in a consumerist society,
We do.
and it's really hard to find a business we can trust. Let's say your bike breaks down, right? And you're looking for a bike shop.
Yeah.
How do you go about finding a bike repair shop that you could trust?
Do you want a specific specific answer or more general? Because this has happened.